I love it, man. I live for it. I really do. I love it. So, I mean, I'm Rich.
And I'm Josh.
Make sure your Walkman is at full battery because we're diving into our dad tapes.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for listening to tape number 46 of the Dad Tapes. Let's get rolling. What are we drinking tonight?
Tonight we have another Tonewood Brewing from Camden County, New Jersey. Shout out Camden. If you know, you know, right? If you know, you know. But tonight it's a Pilsner. You know, we're switching to a Pilsner, and it's called Lawn Boy. I love the picture on it too, bro. I love the glasses on there. I love the what is that haircut called again?
Mullet.
A mullet he's got there. I love that T-shirt with that gut hanging out, bro. That
Titties
lawnmower is top notch, bro. That is something I need. But it's a 5.6 ABV. Let's get to cracking, bro. That's good.
Yeah, that's definitely a lawnmower
There's
beer.
an interesting aftertaste to it after that first sip. Can't put my finger on it. It's I don't know. It's tasty. Not my favorite. I've had a lot of better Pilsners.
Hops.
It is a Saz hops, but
It's the Saz hops.
Saz.
Yes, bitch.
No, that reminded me of that guy. You know, remember that YouTube video? Shoes.
Yeah.
Shoes. Shoes. Fucking guy.
Marin would know what the fuck that is.
Never gonna give you up. Never let you down. Man, high school was great. It really wasn't. It sucked. But anyway, bro, how's your week been? How's your 2 weeks been? What's happened, bro? I'm assuming you probably put in just as many hours in Pal World as you did in work.
Actually, probably put too many hours of Pal World.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, bro.
It's actually gotten to the point where I don't even know what to fucking do anymore. Well, I'm at that lull where, like, you need so much experience to level up because, you know, like, the higher level you get, obviously the longer it takes to level up.
What's the top level?
Right now, because it's only a beta, it's level 50. So, and it's still a beta, and it's going to be a beta for a while, from what I've heard.
Oh, nice, cool. So you're going to be sitting there at top level for
God knows
a while
how long.
now.
Yeah, God knows fucking how long.
Why don't you slow it down, bro, and like play some Red Dead Redemption 2, maybe like story mode?
Speaking of Red Dead Redemption 2, did you hear what leaked the other day?
No.
There's a trailer for Red Dead 3.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and
it
actually looked pretty good.
What's the premise?
I mean,
Who's the protagonist? Did they show?
Pretty sure it's still. I mean, I haven't played it too much because I don't remember the guy's name. But
Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, Arthur.
But he died.
I don't know, to be honest.
You don't know anything.
I mean,
oh my God, bro!
Just saw the trailer.
You are the biggest goddamn tease right now. You know what? Okay, how's your damn work life been, bro? God, you got me so frustrated right now. God, John Marston dies in the first game. Okay? He dies in the first game. Arthur Morgan is the protagonist for the second game, and he dies. Dude, so it can't be either of them.
I didn't play him.
Oh my God, I'm so frustrated right now. That is the best game ever created, in my opinion. Better than GTA. And you cock teased me on that one, bro. That is messed up. You blue balled me. That is messed. I am so frustrated right now.
The old dick twist.
God, I'm so frustrated right now.
Oh man, nah, work, dude. Work has been fucking crazy. We've finally hired another guy, so it's it's getting a lot better than
Are
it
you
was.
still are you equal to them, or you kind of got some more say so than they?
I have a little more say so, obviously, which is kind of cool.
Daddy, Daddy, they're not listening to me.
But tomorrow I got to take him out, and I took him on a ride today to kind of give him the works on the truck and shit.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
And tomorrow I got to ride with him and let him drive and all that. And
Oh,
so I'm
you can be chauffeured
get
around.
chauffeured around for a little bit.
Drive
tomorrow.
him as Daisy.
But he seems like a good guy, local guy. Cool.
Okay.
Seems like he's a nice hard worker. So we'll see how it works out. Other than that, man, just been chilling.
What's the biggest thing that's happened to you these past 2 weeks?
The biggest thing that's happened to me?
Yeah.
My daughter turning 6.
Boom! What you do?
I didn't have her.
I mean, I know you didn't have her.
But I have
what do
her
you
this
have
weekend.
planned? I know you get her this. Yeah, you get her this weekend. What do you have planned for her for this weekend? I know you're trying to coordinate with me, which I don't want to hijack your conversation or hijack your direction real quick, and we'll recap there. But just for those listening, I'll be going on a cruise, so for about 2 weeks, we won't have anything dropping. Just to preface that now, before we forget about saying it later, because it's not in the show notes. So yeah, we won't have anything published for the next couple of weeks after this episode, but we'll be back as long as I don't sink on the boat. So anyway, what do you got planned for Addie?
I know Friday night we're kind of doing dinner at home.
Okay, what you cooking?
My mom's making mac and cheese. Addie
That's her
loves mac
favorite.
and cheese, so
It's every kid's favorite.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Addie's been talking about wanting this big cookie cake, so
Okay.
we're gonna go pick up some cookie dough tomorrow, and just to make it easy and quick, just grab the sleeve of Toll House cookie dough and just kind of mash it in a pan, and then Marin's gonna make. I forget what kind of icing she said, but it's not buttercream.
Cream cheese?
No, it's some other type of icing. Anyway, it's like a mildly sweet icing. It's not as sweet as like buttercream is. And then I'm still trying on the fence of what we're gonna do, because like I'm fucking broke. You know what I mean? So I think we might take her bike out this weekend. Maybe go to the park or something. Let her ride her bike around, and I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. Other than your guys' cruise, like how you guys doing? How's the family?
We're good, man. We're good.
How's
It's Declan actually now has an IEP for his speech.
Good.
He just had his first speech lesson today. According to the speech therapist notes, everything, he did good on his first day. He's got problems with his R's and L's.
Yeah.
So that's what they kind of focused on today. I mean, he's speech 100%. It's not severe, but it's bad. So he has speech 2 times a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. So we're excited to see how this works. And, we've been working with him at home.
Yeah.
But it's also like, he'll only go so far because it's mom and dad.
Yeah.
When you have somebody else there, and so it's a class of like at max 4 kids in total. So it would be him and at maximum 3 other kids.
Yeah, because they have to try to focus
Correct.
on that one particular child.
Yeah. So if they can get all the kids together who have the same or similar articulation issues.
Yeah.
Then, because I believe there's a few speech therapists or speech pathologists, whatever they want to call themselves.
Yeah.
There's a few of them there. So I think they lump the students together if it's more, because he's more articulation. Besides that, I mean, Bridget's getting into that bigger and bigger terrible 2 phase, bro. Like she is screaming at everything about, yes. Yeah. And then, oh God, man, I think I talked about it before, but her chanting. So this is, the
routine.
My wife created this horrible thing for Bridget where whenever I drop Declan off at school, and not the school bus, when we drive him to parent drop off if he misses the bus, she will drive the entire way back home chanting for a cake pop from Starbucks. So it's either give the girl what she wants or deal with screaming the entire way driving home because she knows where we turn to go home.
Yep.
So, that's fun. But yeah, other than that, I mean, work's been killing it. It's fun. I love it, bro. Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
shit.
Actually,
Okay.
to a Vietnamese couple, they're penny pinching me, bro. I don't even want to get into it. It's not a good thing right now. It's not being good right now for them or me. So, but yeah, dude, I love it, bro. It's so interesting. You hear such fascinating stories on the tables. It's amazing. It's amazing the things these people say to just a complete stranger. Like, I am really good at getting people to lower their walls.
Yeah.
And like getting them vulnerable to speak about their lives and story. Dude, it's insane. You find out so much about people. It's genuinely like bar conversations. The type of conversations you have with somebody
random
you'll
people.
never see again.
Yeah, right?
It's insane. I love it, man. I live for it. I really do. I love it. So, I mean, and there's a lot of like growth in the business in this company for Wyndham. So, I'm definitely excited for my future in it. We'll just we'll see where it goes from here. I'm excited.
Yes. Speaking of work, man, I got some good news this week too. Hopefully,
Yeah. I hope it comes through for you, bro.
Hopefully, gonna be coming back to where I used to work and gonna be making some better money again, and not have to stress about shit all the time.
I know you'll be able to cut those OT hours off in AC.
Yeah.
69th and pleasure. Are you aware of what time it is?
I am aware of what time it is. I'm opening my book up right now.
Yeah, well, you weren't aware a minute ago
No? Why not?
because you didn't have your book open. I've already got my Kindle open, bro. I'm just letting you know.
I thought you said you didn't have your Kindle.
I have it on my app. I have the Kindle app too, bro. You thought you had me on that one.
This fucking guy.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
It's time for us to be aware dads with a reading from The Daily Dad by Ryan Holiday. Tonight we will be reading January 26th. Show them what a good marriage looks like.
This was not selected for you. It just happened to be really just chance.
This is all
guy.
coincidence. Show them what a good marriage looks like. Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Eleanor Roosevelt quite literally preserved a future for their children by fighting for world peace. And yet it's hard not to judge them for the fact that their 5 children would be married an outstanding 19 times.
Holy cow, that is like 3 marriages
shit.
each one, bro. Plus some. That's like three and a half marriages each kid.
Right.
That's outrageous.
One suspects that FDR bears the majority of the blame for this. He broke his wife's heart with his affairs. He could be imperious and
Sleazeball.
condescending. He had been spoiled by his own doting mother, nor was Eleanor blameless. She was so busy, she stuffed her resentments and her anger down. She often pretended everything was perfect when, of course, it wasn't. They were also distant cousins, which was more normal at the time, but still pretty weird. How could their kids know what a good marriage was like? They had ringside seats to a complicated power marriage between 2 people who often put just about everything else ahead of their happiness or duties as spouses and parents. The point here is not to judge the Roosevelt marriage, nor to insist that you must stay in your current one. It's to remind you, your kids learn about everything important from you, including relationships. So what are you teaching them from yours? What are they seeing that you might be blind to? You have to show them what a good marriage looks like. You have to embody what healthy connections and equal partnerships look like, because the example you set will be their first and the most indelible.
That it will be, my guy.
Well then,
We won't touch that hot potato.
yeah, we just gonna push that one to the
Let's
wayside.
get it rolling on, buddy. I'm sure you don't want to talk about that one.
Emotional damage!
Nope.
So hypocrisy, double standards. We've all been subject to acting out things we don't preach. We as parents tend to dictate rather than lead by example. However, our own hypocrisy can be the root to why our littles tend to act in the manners they do. Tonight, join us as we delve into the topic of talking the talk, but also walking the walk. What we do to try to correct it, and what lines we are willing to move to set the example for our children.
It's time for our data dump. Hypocritical parenting, or in the case of this article from PsychCentral.com, can have rippling effects on children for years and sometimes even into adulthood. Kids raised with such behaviors, modeled hypocritical negative parenting, can experience an array of obstacles and challenges in life, such as negative self-perception and low self-esteem, control issues, such as pushing limits and boundaries to see what they can get away with, rebelling against authoritative figures, like parents and teachers, a higher likelihood of breaking the law as they grow up, antisocial behaviors and aggression, low resilience and indifference, difficulty forming meaningful relationships. Despite the hypocrisy in parenting being such a commonality in society, it's defined as dysfunctional parenting, meeting the criteria needed to be termed as such, only further relaying the importance of self-awareness and self-accountability when it comes to modeling behaviors for your children. These hypocritical behaviors can cause damaged relations between you as the parent and your children, as well as a relationship between your children in and of itself. Fortunately, there are ways to adjust your behaviors and help display positive modeled actions. You want to identify your inconsistencies. You want to admit when you're wrong, and even go as far as admitting the wrong to your children if they see/hear the behavior. Question your belief system and reflect on the belief system you're instilling on your children. Use objective morality when discussing anything with your partner or with your children. And lastly, train your conscious mind to admit the pesky, hypocritical behaviors. And that was our data dump.
That was a tough one, bro.
What the fuck?
Man. So,
Holy fucking shit.
man,
I sure as hell ain't talking the fucking talk tonight.
I didn't think you'd ever get through that one, my guy.
Oh my god.
Hypocrisy. That was total, like, we should have a documentary on that one.
Fuck you.
You need to go see a medical clinician here. Like, this is, you know what I'm saying? Damn. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've caught myself being hypocritical a lot. You know, specifically when it comes to, like, honestly, screen time. Screen time, I find myself being a hypocrite with. I don't want to say frequently anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I know Jill falls victim to that as well. And I'm sure every parent does.
Yeah, it's hard.
Exactly. It is. And I know we've discussed screen time before in another episode, but I think that's one of the most easiest things and common things for parents to be so hypocritical about. How often do you find yourself being restrictive of Addie's screen time? Meanwhile, there you are when you poop with TikTok, you're playing Pal World, you're doing your screen time so much more frequently.
Yeah.
You know, so how does it make you feel knowing you are restrictive with her screen time and you have such a lackadaisical approach for your own screen time? And the second part of that question is, how would that differ if she actually lived with you full time?
Honestly, I mean, first thing I want to say is, like, she's just like me. Mm-hmm. And one thing I will always allow.
What's that? Addicted to Pal World?
Yeah. The one thing I will always allow her to have the screen time is when she's going to bed.
Okay.
She's exactly like me.
Falling asleep with the TV on.
Falling asleep with the TV on. It's white noise, and I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
I mean, usually the majority of the time, she knows how to go into YouTube and put on rain sounds before she goes to fucking bed.
Awesome. No, that's good.
So it's like, I have no problem with that at all.
Yeah, especially if it's like a still image or even like a soothing moving image or something like that.
Yeah. And I mean, it's hard to see. Yes, I can be a little hypocritical when it comes to the screen time myself, but at the same time, it's hard for me to sit here and, I guess, basically put myself down for that, because I use that's like the part of my, and I want to say, not like the phone or TikTok or anything, like for instance with Xbox,
Yeah.
that is something that I like look forward to when I get home from work. It's something I look forward to after a long day.
Yeah, I mean,
it's something
you've
that
discussed previously that you
to wind
use
down,
that exactly, and you allow her to use that in the same method.
Yeah. Now, obviously, I mean,
But where does it become excessive?
Exactly, and that's where I was just getting to. I mean, like, I can obviously tell when it starts to get too obsessive because she becomes obsessive with it,
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
And you notice, like, with kids that when they get that obsessive, they become a different person. Like, for instance, I mean, honestly, this was a real-life situation that happened the last time I had her. We're all hanging out, we're playing, She was like, hey, can I see, because she was asking, we were talking about Power World. She was asking, what's Power World? So, we showed her, and she had gotten to the point where, like, she's like, oh, this is really cool. I like this. And I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Like, cool.
Yeah.
We're both enjoying something we both like to do, and we're both having fun doing it. Well, she got a little too obsessive, and Marin had the controller, and Addison went to go just kind of snatch the control out of Marin's hands. And I'm like, yeah, nope, that's it. We're done,
Yeah.
Because when it gets to the point where, like, they're just going to be so obsessive and get nasty.
Yeah.
And want to have that 24/7. And it kind of made me realize, like, oh shit, what am I doing as a person myself?
Yeah.
Because she's acting that way. Have I acted that way?
Yeah.
No, not
exactly.
Not exactly in that sense, but have I ever gotten nasty because I'm like, so concentrated or whatever with whatever, and I'm like, I just don't give a fuck about whatever else is happening out in the fucking world, and I just say, fuck you or fuck this,
No. To interrupt you really quickly, no, that you probably have. And we're not aware of it, and until you have that moment, you had that like revelation to where, like, did I ever do that? Because I know exactly what you're talking about. It has happened to me because Jill and I would be watching a show once before recently. It was when the kids are still awake, and we normally have our TV time after the kids go to bed, right? That's our time, and that's when we would watch our show. But one of the times, it was like before I started work, I was in training, so I still had my weekends, off. And we were watching TV during the daytime, and it was a good show we were interested in. We were entertained by it. We were into it, and we set the kids up with a movie out in the playroom. It was a cloudy day, and they would still find their way coming over to the living room and interrupting us.
Yeah.
And we would get edgy.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, okay, wait a second. So these are the behaviors I don't want my kids to do.
Yeah.
Yet here I am literally displaying this and actually directing it toward them.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to fucking
realize
be able
that.
to be able to realize that and then even try to correct it.
Yeah, because like when you actually finally realize it and see and witness what's happening, you're like, oh shit, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. And I'm getting snappy and edgy because I'm so involved with what's going on other than what they're involved with.
You're engrossed in your screen instead of the life happening around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how it works. Because, no, you're absolutely right. That happens, dude.
Yeah.
How do you catch yourself when you find yourself spiraling down that hole of hypocrisy? When you're spiraling down that hole of hypocrisy, how are you able to pull yourself back out of there if you've gotten to that point in your life yet?
Honestly, I mean, thinking about it, I really don't know. I mean, I guess I could like say that, you know, one thing that I've been like working on myself is, I mean, I play a lot. I play a lot, dude. A lot.
Yeah, I know you. I know you do, bro.
And
you've turned. I mean, I don't want to blow your shit up, but you've turned a release, a mechanism you used for release and unwinding and adjusting or decompressing, into something that now is what you do for the rest of your time.
Yeah. And I mean, with that even being in the question, it's kind of like thrown me out. And I'm going to say, like, one thing I will say here is, like, where I'm about to go with this. It's thrown me into this loop where I have trouble getting up in the morning.
Really?
Because I'm staying up so fucking late because I'm so, like, invested in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, listen, there's nothing wrong with being invested in things that you're doing. Like, if you're enjoying...
It's a hobby.
Yeah, if you're enjoying what you're doing, don't stop what you're doing. But at the same time, there's a time and a place, you know? Like, there's 100%. Time to stop, you know?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And I've kind of like finally gotten to the point where I'm actually getting up at a reasonable time where I'm not like showing up to work right at 7 o'clock instead of where I'm supposed to be there at least like 15 minutes early, you know, to get machines warmed up, shit like that.
Yo, no, you know what? Interruption here real quick, okay? What is this bullshit where employers want you to be there 10 to 15 minutes and like it's unpaid time? Why am I? Why, no, if my job starts at 9 o'clock or if my job starts at 7 o'clock or if my job starts at fucking 3 a.m., I'm going to be there maybe 5 minutes beforehand, right? Like, I think that's a realistic thing. To get there 10 to 15 minutes or to be expected to be there 10 to 15 minutes earlier than that is fucking ridiculous because you're not being paid for that time.
But yet your boss shows up after.
Yeah, no.
we actually,
your dad shows up.
Not even him. I'm talking about like the boss. No, we actually had that conversation this week. But no, like the only other thing that I can say that was like really in a factor was I'm on this medication, and the medication does fuck with my sleep. I guess like one thing I kind of want to bring up is like, you know, you going from being with them constantly and having as much time with them as you have had, and then, you know, transitioning into this work scene, and obviously it's good for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's good for the family. It's good for, you know, everyone. But like, do you find yourself when you get home from work, say for instance you had a hard day, do you find yourself getting edgy when you get home from work after having that shitty day with them and not knowing how to be like, oh shit, like, you know, I need to leave my work at work and not bring it to my home life and kind of like use my home life as my, you know, my, I don't want to say your getaway because it's not in a sense not what I mean, but like your transition, like to make you get you in a better mood and away from that shitty work situation that you had. You know what I mean?
So I don't find myself, you know, getting edgy with anything. I don't, honestly, not yet at least, because this is still our slow season, and I'm sure things are going to change drastically as things progress into the busier season. But if I'm being totally honest with you, I find myself more or less the same way you found that addiction in gaming, and that's your unwind. That's how it started, and it transitions into something that you do all evening, and then even further and further into the night. And probably you've caught yourself like over the month, like, you know, week by week, staying up later and later.
Yeah.
You know, I find myself thinking about work more and more. So it's almost like it's become an addiction for me. And even when I'm present with the kids and interacting with the kids, sometimes I'll find myself adrift in my mind about that. And it is 100% a hypocritical thing, because just even when I talk to Declan, like, like, hey, look at me, pay attention when I'm talking to you for a second. If you look away, we'll start our conversation over again, blah, blah, blah. But meanwhile, I find myself in my own head doing what I'm asking him not to do for himself.
Yeah.
And I feel like an asshole for doing that, because here I am with him trying to show me something or tell me something or do something with me, or even with Bridget. And meanwhile, I'm thinking about a tour that I had. I'm thinking about, a training that I had. I'm thinking about something else. And I know to go as far as to blame myself for that is extreme, honestly. However, I think it also comes in the gist of being a month in after 4 years of not working.
Yeah.
So I'm giving myself some leeway on that.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to catch myself. So I guess to answer your question, am I edgy or anything like that coming home from work? No. But I do find hypocritical behaviors in myself. And I'm hoping that those that obsession or that addiction that I've had in my mind about it isn't manifesting out in my body language or manifesting out in my words or reactions. Because then if it is, firstly, I'm not noticing it.
Yeah.
And I have to notice it to help catch myself from it.
Yeah.
And secondly, that only, it discredits everything I tell them. So I'm hoping that I don't. But all I can do is just to continue to pay attention to it and try to do a better job at, even if I'm being totally honest, just the fact of even in my relationship. And, just like Jill the other night, she said something to me to where I realized, like, damn, I didn't ask her. She'll ask me how my day's going, and it's an obsession almost. It really is.
Yeah. And
it's a hypocritical thing of me to do this and not ask her, how was your day?
Yeah.
And yeah, I got home late that day. Kids were a ruckus. Had to go out, grab dinner really quick because we had to order out because I didn't get home till late. And put the kids to bed, and then I was talking about my day and blah, 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 but I didn't even ask her.
Yeah.
And it's about just that hypocrisy in and of itself. Even though it's not directly influencing our kids, they see that. Yeah. They see that I'm not asking questions to mom. They don't see that. They see and hear the conversation. And I know somebody might think it's just a light, it's like, oh, but if that's a repeated and consistent thing, then it's going to enforce in their mind. Exactly. It's going to reinforce in their mind, like, oh, maybe dad's more important. Oh, maybe dad's day is more. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like monkey see, monkey do.
Exactly.
Again.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's not a behavior I ever want them to commit against their partners. Well, if you ever caught Addie smoking.
Oh my God, dude.
I mean, let's just be honest. We've all been in young, years of lives. We've all been, people start back in the 60s, started smoking at 8 years old, right? I
started smoking when I was 13.
So here you go. Here's Addie, 13, and you smell cigarettes on her. What can you rightfully say? Because she can always pull out that ammunition. Dad, I remember you smoked all the time.
Yeah. It's kind of tough because, knowing that you were and you did and having the feelings that you do, it's not good for you.
Yeah.
And you obviously just want what's best for your kids.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can always sit here and be that person and say, listen, I've been down that road. I know what it's like. I can tell you what it's like, but I can't tell you what to do.
You're right. You're right. So that brings us to our resolution. The ultimate goal as a parent is to raise a child into a functioning adult, not calling the cops on them, and guide them into a world that will maybe swallow them whole. Though we're all aware of that, we need to be more aware of the simple fact that we truly need to practice what we preach to our children and act on that same self-accountability that we want our children to act on. Be better, do better. when you when you got rolled up on by the cops at your house, bro. That was quite the situation. I mean, I've been rolled on by the SWAT team up on your house before, and that was a situation. But what situations you got for us tonight, bro?
First one. Thanks for sharing your inspiring story, Dad. By Anonymous. This was recent, 2/16/24. Today, my dad told me quite bluntly that while he loved me, he never planned to have me. My mom baby-trapped him by sabotaging their birth control methods, and my existence ruined his life irrevocably and caused the functional alcoholism he has suffered with for 40 years.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
Your life sucks. Oh, my God.
Ooh, that's rough. The next one, What the, by Anonymous, 2/5/24. Today, my dad showed up at my house and offered to take me to my favorite restaurant. He drove me to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. He believes I only had my daughter, who I love with all my heart, because I drunkenly hooked up with a girl. FML.
You know what? I kind of it borders the lines of your life sucks and you deserved it, because he's probably a bit right. Not saying you need AA,
You didn't
but
have to go stretch that far.
exactly. But you probably did drunkenly hook up with a girl. I mean, you admitted it, and you got her pregnant. Well, maybe. You know what? Maybe you deserved that one.
The next one, Old Fashioned by Anonymous, 2/2/24 in the United Kingdom. Today I was telling my mom my boyfriend started an argument because I've not been feeling well, so I haven't cooked or wanted sex for a week or so. My dad piped up that if mom used such a lame excuse to avoid blowjobs and cooking, he'd damn well start an argument too. Mom agreed with him. That's fucking great.
You deserved that one.
Yeah, you did. And the last one, Customized. This one's back from 2011. Today, I pulled one of my favorite hoodies out of my closet and immediately noticed several large stains on it. Apparently, my dad had managed to open a hole in the roof and couldn't be bothered to patch it, so a squirrel got in and used my closet as a litter box. Yeah, speaking of fucking squirrel, I should have brought this up in a weekly catch-up.
You should have, bro. You should have.
I got a fucking squirrel in my soffit, and it's driving me fucking nuts.
Call a pest guy, bro.
I threw a bag of fucking mothballs up there.
Yeah, he's still gonna come back, bro.
No, he's not there. He's gone.
Well, make sure you catch a video of that, or Mara catches a video of that, because we'll upload it to our Facebook.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you can find our Facebook at facebook.com/thedadtapes, Instagram at the Dad Tapes Podcast, Twitter at the Dad Tapes, TikTok at Dad Tapes Podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a review of the show wherever you listen to us, guys, or wherever you listen to any podcast for that fact. It helps.
You guys are really going to run.
Yeah, we really. Here we go again.
You guys are really going to want to rewind the tape, on the next show, definitely, because if I'm talking about this squirrel issue, you might hear some crazy shit. You might want to hear it again. You might laugh your ass off. Who knows?
That's nuts, man.
Yeah. Dad jokes. Don't be that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal. Deuces.
Later.